Hello everyone. So in today's class we will start what is called as body plot. So last time we plot Nyquist and that gave us a lot of information. It gives us if we start with open loop system which is unstable, can the closed loop system be stable? It also gives us accurately or with some good measures or some good quantification of relative stability, and we define the two different terms called gain margin in a way how much the system gain can be increased before it reach the verge of instability, and therefore otherwise is phase margin, how much phase can be added to the system before it reach the verge of instability. We also saw open loop system which was unstable, and then we had to actually decrease the gain to get back to the system into a stable configuration. So what we will do today is look at little easier way of doing this, right? So that is Bode plot, which is also called logarithmic plot. So I guess somewhere in circuit you might have encountered this. So it consists of two graphs. Again, we start with sinusoidal transfer function. So first plot logarithmic of the magnitude. So this magnitude, it will be worst of the frequency and also the phase angle against the frequency. So some basic nomenclature or some basic notion will define. So a standard way to repeat this is in terms of log to the base of 10 and multiply it by 20. Now, not really important why this is 20, why this is log of 10, why it is not log of n. We will not worry about that, right? So the advantage when I do this, and which will be the fairly obvious in next few minutes, is that multiplication of magnitude can be converted to addition. So we will see how these things actually translate to such, or plotting the frequency response in logarithmic scale just translated to such plotting straight lines like y equals to mx plus c. And if I have two lines, I know how to how the addition of those two look like, right? So this kind of lots of simplification. Whereas if when I was in the Nyquist plot, I had to be careful of lots of things, right? It wasn't really clear what happened at omega equals to 0 sometimes. So there are poles on the imaginary axis, and then there are bunches of things that there could be multiple intersection of real line. How do I detect those? All those were fairly tricky, and then it required lots of computation by hand, which could be sometime goes wrong, right? So we will see an easier method of doing that. So what is the advantage of these? Again, that low frequency characteristics I can really see very well, right? And in most practical system, low frequency characteristics are very important in terms of disturbances, right? So disturbances always occur at low frequency, so their characteristics is always low frequency characteristics. Okay, so and the experimental determination of transfer function is simple. Why Bode plot? So I just plot how the system gain and the phase change, and in a way that I just gave the system lots of signal of varying frequency. Of course, you know, sinusoidal signal, and I just see what is the output is. So earlier I said that I will do this experimental determination of transfer function as a part of this lecture. Interesting is that very easy to get the static error constant through the Bode plot. So Bode plot is easier to plot than Nyquist diagrams. So what would we do in Bode plot? Okay, so we are given a transfer function in sinusoidal form g j omega, and standard procedure is to plot 20 log of the magnitude versus omega versus the frequency, and the frequency will be on log scale. We will see what is all that important of doing this on log scale. Okay, so this magnitude is usually in terms of referred to decibels. Of course omega is standard thing. Now if I look at the transfer function, so what are the elements of sinusoidal transfer function g j omega? Okay, so the first thing, there is gain k, right? Then there would be integral and derivative factors, where integral factor would means a pole at origin, a pole at origin, and a derivative factor would be 0 at origin, which would means plus is for zeros and minus is for poles. So if I would write it, respective will be the signs. Then there is first order factor, again both for poles and zeros, and they would look like this 1 plus j omega t. And remember, I want to write this transfer function always in time constant form. It will be minus 1 is for pole again, and plus 1 is for 0. And lately I will have quadratic factor, and this quadratic factor represent a complex pole. How would they look like? Just pick 1 plus 2 zeta j omega by omega n plus j omega by omega n square plus minus. This will also be plus minus depending on if poles are complex, depending on if you are dealing with poles or if you are dealing with 0. And earlier we had one easy way of noting or defining omega by omega n equals to u. So we will sometime use this notion for u. Okay, let's start with basic of all these things. Let's say my transfer function just has the gain term. So what will we usually should we do is, we will say I take 20 log of the magnitude. So 20 log of magnitude, which is simply k, this will represent the magnitude curve. So if I would just plot for increasing frequencies, so I would just see that it is horizontal line for all the frequencies, right? So this horizontal line of magnitude k for all the frequencies, right? And the phase contribution phi will always be 0. Say the imaginary part is 0. So the first phase will still be 0. So let's say I have 20 log 10k. So this is 20 log 10k can be written as 20 log 10 plus 20 log k. Log 10 is 1, right? So this would be 20 plus 20 log k. So I will have a line somewhere at distance of 20. So this is all in decibel, right? Similarly I will have 20, 40. So it will just be gain. We are just adding constant, right? So the plot become quite straightforward. And lastly, well, this is 20 log k is equals to minus 20 log 1 by k. Okay, so this is the basic one, right? Now we will now how do we plot the gain k? It is just a straight line, horizontal line, versus when the plot varies the frequency, log of frequency, constant for all the frequencies. Not surprising, there is no frequency term here, there is no j omega in sinusoidal transfer function, and the phase is also 0 always because there is no imaginary part. So let me take integral factor 1 by j omega. This is good for us because it helps in steady state analysis, or we tried adding an integral always help in reducing the steady state error as we saw. So how will the magnitude look like? So this is looking at 20 log 1 by j omega. It will expand as 20 log 1 minus 20 log omega, and this guy is 0, so I left with minus 20 log omega. So this, in this thing, what we will do is on omega scale how the frequency is defined. This is my omega scale, so how we will define frequency over here. So this is omega log, and I use a log omega scale, right? So this is essentially log omega. If I just plot it on x1 x2, so x2 minus x1, it will be like unit in which we say sometimes like 1 centimeter or 1 meter or 1 millimeter and so on. So it always drawn to a scale. So here we will not do frequency like 1 2 3 4 5 and so on, but we will do something called decade. I will explain you what is in decade. Okay, so frequency is in decay, and there is a good advantage of why we do in decay. So a decay is a band from omega 1 to 10 minus omega 1. Okay, now what does a unit change is not omega. We are looking at log omega. Unit change is not omega. My unit change, I am not working on omega, I am working with log omega. So what is the unit change of log omega? Okay, so again if we draw standard xy plane, and if we talk of distance and time, this is my distance versus time graph. So 1 unit change would be 1 second or 1 minute. That what we write here. Time in second, distance in meter, and so on. So what does a unit change in log omega means? A unit change in log omega. So if it is this by the time, I will say t1, t2 and t2 minus t1 is 1 second, right? And if here it is, I said some other thing like distance x1 and x2. So if I say this is velocity in meter per second, x2 minus x1 will be 1 meter per second. So this was the unit. So which we learn in high school how to draw the graph. Now what does a unit in log omega means here? So this is log omega 2 minus omega 1 is equals to 1 unit, a unit change. Now this is also written as omega 2 by omega 1 equals to 1, which means omega 2 is 10 times of omega 1. So which also means that here if I say this is T3 and then I am having T4, right? So the graph is drawn to that scale. So here omega 1 omega equals to 1 to omega equals to 10 is same as omega equals to 4 to omega equals to 40. So you can do this, right? Log 10 10, right? You will get, so you will say log 10 here, so log 10 by 1 here is same as log 40 by 4, right? So the graph is drawn. I will just clear it once. Okay, so this is graph. So here log 10 by 1 is same as log 40 by 1. The distance between 1, this is your 1, this is your 10, is same as 4 and 40, even same as 400 and 4000, right? Now we will come back here to this one, right? So we will be interested in measuring the frequency decade. So what is decade? So frequency is usually will be on the log to the base of 10 log 10 as a multiple of 10. So it will be like this is 0.1 minus this is 1, this is 10, then 10, 100, okay, like that. And the distance between omega 2 and omega 1, this unit distance also measured in log scale, this way, right? And this is what we need to be careful of. This is the only important thing here. Now once we do this, right, this everything, now translate to just writing down an equation for a straight line. So say this is my y-axis is the magnitude g j omega, and I am plotting the magnitude of g j omega in decibels versus the horizontal axis, that is log omega, and this is a, you can see of the form y equals to minus x. Y is my magnitude, x is log omega. So this is a straight line, minus 20. It will start at this. It is a straight line with a slope of minus 20. Correct? So if I were to just plot this from, I will not plot at omega equals to 0. I will not plot at omega equals to 0 because the log value is not defined. But any value still, if apart from 0, we could plot. So at omega equals to 0.1, I will just see once. Let's clear it. At omega equals to 0.1, my magnitude is minus 20, log 0.1 is 20 dB. Okay. Similarly at omega equals to 1, so this is again all in decibel. The magnitude is minus 20 log 1, which is 0, and we say we are interested in the slope, so given by the me the slope, I could not plot y equals to mx. This is minus m, right? A negative slope. So here you say the unit change in y. So what is m, right? So this is like 11th standard geometry. Y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, right? So unit change over unit change over y by unit change over x. So here we will see, right? So what is unit change? Unit change is from 0.1 to 1 decay, right? And then here I am interested in measuring y axis in decibel. So let's try to plot this. Let's say this is minus 20 decibel. No, sorry, 20 decibel. This is 0. Then this will be minus 20. Okay. Now from plot at omega equals to 0.1, the magnitude is 20. So I am here at omega equals to 1. The magnitude is 0. Here it will be line here. At omega equals to 10, I am having a magnitude of minus 20. So I just draw a line which look like this. Okay. Now what is slope, right? See how much y-axis changes from here till here when I am measured from 0.1 till 1. The change is 20 and in negative direction. Again till 1, from 1 till 10, again I am going from 0 to minus 20. Again changes minus 20, right? Negative 20. So what is the slope? Slope is minus 20. Okay, so what is in horizontal axis? Horizontal axis I am having from 0.1 to 1, then 1 to 10, then 10 to 100. Okay, then there will be 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 3. So this fall at the rate of minus 20 per decade, minus 20 decibel per decade. So this is how we will measure the slope here. Again it is very simple to what is happening here, right? Y2 minus y1 is 20 decibel and x2 minus x1 is in decade, right? And the advantage of doing this is that I will have 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4 and so on, right? And frequency are usually from very low frequency of 1 Hertz till 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 4. And if I were to plot that on graph sheet in the market, I would need to plot a simple transfer function, a graph sheet as big as football stadium, right? And I would not want to do that, right? So what instead I do, I can just do that in log scale, right? And in log scale my frequency well from 0 till 0.1 till 10 to the power 4, 10 to the power 6. Now I can really get very big frequency in a small. Now A4 sheet, which this A4 sheet as much as a paper you have in your notebook, whereas I can't do this in normal graph sheet. That is the another advantage why we do this in log scale, right? So the magnitude of this look like it has a negative minus 20 decibel per decade slope. Okay, what about the phase? phi is, I will just clear it. So what about the phase? Phi is minus 90. Okay, so if I'm just looking at the magnitude, the angle of this minus j omega, so the phase, the angle, or just say the angle or phase of 1 by j omega, that is always minus 90 degree, and I draw the phase here, and if I say this is 0 degree, the phase will always be constant at minus 90. Okay, now we will do the derivative factor, which look like j omega. Let me use a different way. So the derivative factor, this is j omega, then I just write down the steps again. So log 20 log j omega. Okay, so I'm looking at 20 log omega, but now how will the plot of this look like? This is my magnitude. Over here it's positive, it's not negative, it's positive here. Okay, positive 20 log omega. So let's say omega equals to 0.1. My magnitude is again 20 log 0.1, which is minus 20 dB. Okay, it will not be minus anymore. This is the plus here. Okay, so this one 0.1 will be, this would be now minus 20 dB. Now at log omega equals to 1, log 1 is 0, so it will be again 0. Similarly, omega equals to 10, the magnitude of 20 log 10 is becoming positive 20 dB. Now let's start plotting this. At omega equals to 0.1, I am at minus 20. At omega 1, this line will be at 0. Then omega 10, it is 20 plus 20 dB. So this is the plot of j omega. Okay, we have seen in minus j omega it was decreasing slope, here it is increasing slope, and the phase of j omega is always positive 90. Okay, so here this is the phase graph. It will stay straightforward, right? So you just need to remember something like this, and then at the slope, so the slope is positive 20 dB per decay for derivative factor, right? Because I go from here till here in an increasing manner, so each decay my magnitude goes by 20 decibel in a straight line. So now I am looking at 1 by j omega to the power n, means multiple poles at origin. So now what is the magnitude? So magnitude is 20 log 1 by j omega n, which will expand as 20 log j omega minus n. It will be minus 20 into n log omega. Okay, so I just look at the magnitude. This is n, just come here and sits here, right? So therefore, how will the straight line look? It will be straight line. What is the slope? Slope will be minus 20 n. That is, if I am having two poles at origin, the slope will be minus 40. Okay, so it will be something like minus 40 decibel per decade in case of two poles at origin. What will be the phase? Phase will be 1 by j omega is phi is always equals to minus 90. So it's n now, so we will multiply n over here. Okay, so suppose if I am having two poles, then it will be minus 90 into 2, that is minus 180 degree. All the integral, just write straightforward. I will not really now draw this scale and what is this kind of, now is it's easy to compute. Okay, now I can just say, well, generalize this too. Okay, so this is the way of generalizing the poles at origin. Okay, so it is minus 20 into n log omega is my magnitude. Okay, and my slope is minus 20 into n. If I'm talking about zeros, it will be positive, everything will be positive. Okay, so here the slope is minus 20 n decibel per decade, and here it's minus 90 into n. Okay, now we will see the same thing for derivative factor. If I am having n number of zeros at origin, again what will be the magnitude? Magnitude is plus 20 into n. Then my graph will look like this, where my slope is plus 20 n dB per decade. If it's like two poles, two zeros at origin, it will be 40 dB per decade, means it's increasing slope. Okay, and my angle is again like plus 90 degrees, so the graph for it is like this. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.